you ever wondered how different our world might be if one pivotal historical event never happened? The 13th century saw the rise of the Mongol Empire, an unprecedented force that reshaped continents. Led by the legendary Genghis Khan, they forged the largest contiguous land empire in history, leaving an indelible mark from East Asia to Eastern Europe. But what if this colossal empire had never come to be? Let's explore a fascinating alternate reality. In our timeline, the scattered Mongol tribes were unified under the brilliant leadership of Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan. His strategic genius and military prowess transformed disparate clans into an unstoppable force. This unification was the critical first step in their global expansion. Imagine instead that these tribes remained fragmented, perpetually warring amongst themselves. Without a unified command, their formidable cavalry would never have swept across the steppes. The vast conquests that defined the 13th century would simply not occur. Without the Mongol onslaught, the powerful Song dynasty in China might have continued to flourish for centuries longer. Its advanced culture, technology, and economic prosperity could have evolved without interruption. This could have led to a very different trajectory for East Asian development. Further west, the Islamic Golden Age, which was tragically cut short by Mongol invasions, might have continued its intellectual and scientific advancements. Cities like Baghdad, a beacon of knowledge with its famed House of Wisdom, could have preserved countless priceless texts and continued to innovate. The destruction of these cultural centers in our history led to an immeasurable loss of knowledge. The Mongol invasions, though devastating, also had profound, albeit indirect, effects on Europe. The threat from the east spurred European kingdoms to develop stronger armies and more sophisticated defenses. This external pressure inadvertently contributed to military innovations and a greater sense of collective identity among European states. In an alternate world without the Mongol threat, Europe might have remained more insular and less compelled to innovate militarily. The age of exploration, which saw European powers venture across oceans, could have been significantly delayed. Without the indirect push for technological advancement and the disruption of existing trade routes, figures like Christopher Columbus might never have embarked on their famous voyages when they did. The Mongols, despite their destructive path, were also incredible facilitators of exchange. They re-established and secured the Silk Road, creating a vast network that linked east and west. This enabled the rapid transfer of goods, ideas, and technologies across Eurasia. Innovations like gunpowder, paper, printing, and the compass, originating in China, spread westward much faster due to the Mongol Empire's vast reach. Without the Mongols, the diffusion of these critical technologies would have been much slower. Gunpowder might have remained a Chinese secret for centuries longer, altering the course of warfare and empire building in Europe. The pace of globalization, as we understand it, would have been significantly retarded. The rise of European powers, fueled by these borrowed innovations, might have been postponed or taken a completely different form. In this alternate history, the medieval world would remain far more fragmented. Regional powers would dominate, but the flow of knowledge, trade, and cultural exchange would be significantly slower and more localized. While perhaps less violent in some regions, this world would also be far less interconnected. The absence of the Mongol Empire would have created a ripple effect across continents, altering political landscapes, technological development, and cultural interactions in ways we can only imagine. It highlights how a single, monumental historical force can profoundly shape the entire course of human civilization. What do you think would be the biggest difference in a world without the Mongol Empire? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this historical exploration fascinating, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more journeys into the past and beyond.